little tweak to that landscape deal. Of course, we got some notes from the general comments and questions, but as far as major projects, but what we'd like to get to tonight is that the rest of it you're generally okay with, that when we get to our budget work session, we're not really looking at cat, really, we're starting with early. We're picking up where we left off tonight. Whatever. It's, we had this discussion earlier. It's that saying right there is it's founded in history. Anyway.
Not New Jersey.
That is just a start. Okay. Gina, did you have anything else that I'm leaving out as far as direction?
I just got several notes.
Yeah, not the questions, but as far as the project. Okay. And any other final direction on the budget? Anything you want or don't want?
Did you look into anything about the broadcasting?
We are putting together a technology upgrade package that we will include in the budget proposal. And that will cover several different aspects. And then if that is approved, then through the next year, there will be projects brought to you that you can vote up or down on how to handle that. But there will be a one-time, on your one-time list, it's different from the CIP, which you got a supplemental one-time list. There will be a lump sum figure for some technology upgrades. A good example is the screen right here.
Yeah.
Just getting, it's kind of hard to distinguish, particularly with my eyes, but it's getting more difficult to see. There is LED screens that you can get that give you much better picture. We're actually using a good bit of room behind that is rear projection.
Yeah.
So it gives you flexibility in this room even. So we're putting that together, and but there is no kind of some other topic we were talking about earlier. It's not. We're not going to give you all direction, or there'll just be a technology package. So we're just going to put it in the budget. But I can't imagine anybody would not lie. Sir.
I just see come on and brought up the comment about whether we can do a police substation up north.
And you know, I don't, that's asked several times, and
Yeah.
I personally am not a fan of police substations, and,
He's talking about the storefront.
Yeah.
and I'm not, there is a possibility of that, but Mike Brown's not a real fan. If you go to Northeast Mall,
Okay.
most of the time it's empty.
I've had the two malls. One of them has worked out really well because that's where we had our Citizens Police Academy. All the training was done there. It was very active. It was always staffed. And I had the one at Urban Mall, half staffed, sometimes it was with citizens, after it was closed. It was not effective.
And that, the latter thing is my whole deal with police substations. If you're gonna do it, you gotta do it right, you gotta have it staffed.
Actually, I had it at Ridgemar Mall too, right behind the mall, and that one was more trouble than it worked.
Yeah.
Northeast Mall is originally never staffed, because the
We're-
playground's right there.
We're just not that big. I mean, it's, so unless somebody just strongly encourages us, I mean, we keep saying we'll look at it, we absolutely will look at it, but I'm not just a huge fan of it. And, I mean, we talked about fire stations, you and I are going to talk a bit some about your thoughts. If you just look up there at that map, we got the most weird configuration of our city. There's nothing we can do about that. So there is no idea ideal place to put those fire stations. And the drop boundary is something that I think is
Well, with the mutual aid thing we've got going on right now, I see that there's a major need for it.
yeah, I mean, we always evaluate our response time and all that, but, and me and Mr. Bynum will have lunch and talk about his thoughts on several things with the emergency management. But just our general thought, if we were building this city new, would we put those fire stations where they are right now? No. But we're not building the city new. We probably wouldn't create it in that configuration. We're not the FW Airport. It's got totally different regulations from FAA, and so it's. But we're always open to the suggestion. Because my gut feeling, I don't see a police substation. We actually used to have one, and it was
Wheelchair.
Again,
well.
by Marvin.
You know, Helen Marvin Carroll's office where Tipton is now, but I
Where
don't.
what?
We used to have one where Tipton's office is now.
Oh,
When
okay.
Marvin Carroll had it.
I thought it was up at
Wilshire
Wilshire
Shop.
Shop.
That's what I thought.
It's,
Wilshire Shop.
years ago, we
It's
had,
got
but it was not, it's not, and we even had a motor home, y'all may remember, there was a police,
Oh,
none of them, we're not that big.
Something else you gotta keep in mind, in the malls that have those are spaces donated by the mall, usually for like $1 a month. And they're only done because there's trouble. It's because you have a gang problem or you have, you have security problems. You don't have that really in, like, for example, South Lake Town Square, of course, they have City Hall right there, but they don't have the mall-type problems in the open-air centers. This is, David Buster's, I don't know, I've never had one of those, but, you'll have some alcohol there, you may have some issues there, but the rest of what's going to be going in there, you're not going to have those type of problems. And then the movie theater, when it goes in, they always hire off-duty police. So you've already got your police substation every time the movie's in session at night because you've got off-duty police there.
All right, I wasn't gonna say this, but he hit on the issue. David Buster's is gonna hire off-duty police officers at their expense. The movie theater will hire off-duty police officers at their expense. You put a police substation up there, they ain't hiring, and it sounds like I'm trying to get police officers off duty.
No.
It is at their expense. If we
I
got
like
that, and that, thank you.
That's
There's
twice
no
in
need-
one night.
it's-
I've just been asked that question 3 or 4 times.
I understand, but there's.
You and Chief Brown, I respect Chief Brown totally. Obviously, you were the police chief here too, so I respect you totally, so I won't ask
Stop
any
asking
more.
that question.
I won't ask any more. I'm done.
You're still on the wrong track.
He's fired if he wants to eat.
And thinking of that, I mean, that's, because it's different, Jeremy, you and Eddie, I mean, we're always available to meet one-on-one to help or to. Sorry?
The Grove.
Yeah, eating at your grow, but you look like. No, I mean, it's, but if you have a particular interest that, well, emergency management is with finance and fire service, and so we did on that, but we're always like to.
Tell the truth, we talk about our grandkids.
We do, I mean, there's some benefit to that sometimes, but we're ready. And you don't have to be me, talk to Loretta. If you want intelligent conversation, talk to her. If you want to hear about grandkids, we'll talk to me. Anyway, what else y'all got that you want us to work on this summer? Okay, I'll be out of town. I leave Saturday morning, be back the following Saturday morning. You're moving, so you're basically checked out. Loretta will be around next week, Chris will be around next week. Friday's a holiday. Typically, we have a lot of people off this week, so this next week.
I'll probably be gone the latter part of July.
Okay. Kim has done a great job, and Kim will be out next week as well.
Yes, I will.
Are you going to the whole month of July?
Right, almost.
Kim following our meeting the other night, Kim took a calendar and, did some kind of matrix of who's here, who's not here during July, so that if we should need a special meeting, good.
Yeah.
And so,
I think there's two
even
ways
if
to
we
do it.
needed it, all we need is form, and if I'm gone next week, Loretta can set that up, but we've already got that. So if you have a change in your plans, if you would let Kim or one of us know so that we can tweak that. Don't anticipate needing that right now. I think we're gonna get by. But, it's always good to have that prepared and equipped, so you don't have to remix